Alright guys, Reese here with the Aiken course, empowered by the Cardano Foundation, and in this video we're going to be having a look at our first redeemer case, Delist. Let's go. Alright, so with Delist, what do we need? We need to make sure that the seller signs the transaction to delist their asset. So we should only allow this redeemer case to pass if the transaction is signed by the seller. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to turn our true into some curly braces, and we're going to say only if signed by seller. And the way we do that is we're going to use a function in list called has. So we're going to import Aiken/collection/list, the list module. And if you have a little look in our standard library, we're going to be doing this a lot, by the way. We have a little look in the standard library, we can find has, and has just checks a list to see if it has a certain element. And if it does, it'll return true. If not, it'll return false, as you can see by this little list of examples here. So what we need to do is we need to check in our transaction if it's signed by the seller. The way we do that, if we have a little look at our transaction has a field called extra signatories, which is basically where all the signers are for the transaction. So we need to make sure that in our list of signatories, we have a list of verification key hashes, which is signing credentials of wallets. So we need to make sure that our seller is signing the transaction by checking this field. This list has the appropriate signature, and we know what that signature is because we put it in the datum. So what we're going to do, if we switch back to VS Code, we're going to put list.has, and we're going to say tx.extrasignatories has seller. But that seller is in the datum. So we need to say d.seller because we're going to check the datum of the UTXO to make sure that that seller's signing key is attached. To do that, we need to handle this option. So we need to, at the top of our validator, we're going to expect some datum equals d. And then that'll change d to datum.seller. But actually that's like a bit too verbose. So we're going to switch them round. We're going to say some d equals datum. And we're going to change that argument in our spend function to datum. And well, then we can save and we can run Aiken check. And we'll see that we have 0 errors and 1 warning. And that warning is that price isn't being used still. We're not going to worry about that because we'll handle that further down the line. But for now, it'll just throw that error. So it is what it is. Okay, now we've got that sorted. We've handled our delist case. It'll only work if the seller who's listed that NFT is signing the transaction, and otherwise it'll fail. Cool. So that's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we're going to be having a look at the next case, which is going to be buy. I'll see you then.